Dolphins remain among the smartest creatures on Earth. But off the coast of Australia, something unusual was caught on film. A group of bottlenose dolphins, but they weren't chasing fish and they weren't playing around. Instead, they were passing around a pufferfish. One dolphin after another picked it up, held it gently in its mouth for a moment, then let it go so the next could have a turn. The poor pufferfish, stressed out by the whole ordeal, released its defense, a powerful chemical called tetrodotoxin. Normally, that stuff is deadly. A tiny amount can kill most animals. But the dolphins didn't seem worried. They weren't trying to eat the fish or hurt it. They were handling it almost carefully, like they knew exactly what they were doing. And after each one had a turn, something strange happened. The dolphins floated to the surface and just drifted. They looked dazed, mesmerized, staring at their own reflections in the water, almost like they were in a trance. That's when scientists started asking a wild question. Are dolphins using pufferfish toxins to get high? It sounds bizarre, but maybe not as bizarre as it seems. Because dolphins wouldn't be the first animals caught experimenting with mind-altering substances. Take elephants, for example. In Africa, they've been seen eating marula fruit, which ferments in the heat. The result? A herd of tipsy giants, swaying and stumbling like they've had one too many. In Siberia, reindeer eat Amanita muscaria mushrooms, the famous red-capped ones, and end up in strange, trance-like states. Jaguars in South America chew on the bark of the kaapi vine, a hallucinogenic plant, then roll on the forest floor like they're lost in another world. And it's not just the big animals. Songbirds sometimes get drunk off berries that ferment on the branch. In Tasmania, wallabies have been caught literally running in circles after munching on opium poppies. Even bighorn sheep in the Rockies scrape cliffs to get their fix of narcotic lichen that makes them dizzy, but apparently happy. So the question is, are these animals just making mistakes, or do they actually want these effects? Because a lot of them keep coming back for more, and that sure doesn't look like an accident. Which brings us back to dolphins. They're already known for their smarts, inventing games, using tools, even giving each other names through unique whistles. So when they carefully handle a pufferfish and then pass it around like friends sharing something at a party, it's hard not to wonder, do they know exactly what they're doing? At the center of it all is tetrodotoxin, one of the deadliest natural poisons on the planet. It's the same chemical that makes eating pufferfish, or fugu, so dangerous in Japan. Chefs there train for years just to be trusted to prepare it. Just a few milligrams can paralyze muscles, shut down breathing, and kill a human in minutes. So how could dolphins, who are smart but still flesh and blood like us, get away with playing with it? The answer might be dosage. Tetrodotoxin works by blocking signals in the nerves. Too much, and it's game over, paralysis and death. But in tiny amounts, it creates tingling, dizziness, maybe even a dreamlike state. Some scientists think dolphins have figured out how to microdose, just enough to feel the effects, without the danger. And the footage seems to back this up. The dolphins don't chew the pufferfish or swallow it. They just mouth it gently, wait for a bit of toxin to release, then let it go. Afterwards, they hang near the surface, staring at their reflections or moving in slow loops, like they're in some altered state. It's hard not to compare that to recreational drug use in humans. Controlled intake, shared experience, and a clear shift in behavior. Whether dolphins understand the chemistry is impossible to say, but it sure looks like they know what it does to them. Which raises another big question. If dolphins can deliberately alter their state of mind, does that also mean they could get addicted? And this isn't the only hint. Dolphins are curious by nature. In the wild, they poke at boats, play with divers, explore anything new. In captivity, they make up games, blowing bubble rings, swimming through them, turning them into toys. So maybe their curiosity extends to chemicals too. Some reports even suggest wild dolphins sometimes act intoxicated after messing with other toxic fish or plants washed into coastal waters. And what makes them unique compared to most animals is that they don't seem to do this alone. They share the experience, passing the pufferfish like it's part of some ritual. That's what's got scientists comparing them to early humans. Think about it. In ancient times, people gathered to share fermented fruits or hallucinogenic plants, not just for fun, but as a way to bond. Could dolphins be doing something similar? Strengthening their social ties through a shared altered experience? Of course, not everyone's convinced. Some biologists say we might be reading too much into it, that dolphins could just be playing with the pufferfish like they do with seaweed or shells. And the trance-like behavior? Maybe it's just coincidence. The truth is, studying this in the wild is nearly impossible. Dolphins don't make it easy, and no scientist is going to run experiments that risk their health. So for now, we're left with the mystery, and the haunting images of dolphins carefully toying with one of the ocean's deadliest creatures. If they really are using pufferfish toxins to alter their minds, then the bigger question becomes, why? Because this urge, to escape, to explore, to see the world differently, isn't uniquely human.